Good morning, everybody. It's another beautiful morning here. Well, I'm here as a grumpy gardener addressing men's prostate issues again. Well, just for any of you guys out there who, haven't crossed over 45, 50 years of age and found their prostate gland swelling, well, you probably look forward to it, because it tends to happen to most aged males. It's a reaction to certain chemical breakdowns in testosterone, I guess is how this happens. And that thing swells up. It's a valve, okay? It separates between, ejaculation and urination there. And so it's kind of it's a train switching valve, depending on what's going on. And it gets swelled up. And when it gets swelled up, you can end up with this endless feeling of having to urinate during the night. Oftentimes there isn't very much really in the bladder, but you get this stimulation and it'll wake you up. I was first brought to the awareness of this while staying at a friend's house who was about 10 years my senior at the time, and I was just beginning to develop these issues, and he heard me getting up in the night, and in the morning over breakfast, he said, "Oh, I heard you," so he told me the whole story. Yeah, this is one of those things where you might just hear it from an older guy rather than hear it from your doctor. Yeah, the problem, some of us maybe will go to the doctor and go, "Hey man, I'm peeing an awful lot at night. What can you do?" Others, will probably have an older friend advise us. But what you do about it is another question. Yeah, there are pharmaceuticals. Research that I did on them and initially indicated that they really were not much better than a lot of the herbal supplements that are used for this. And the number one is the saw palmetto berry. Okay. That's... Now, what I found out real fast about that, though, is that dry berry herb ground is not strong enough to deal with my prostate issues. It might work for somebody else, but it doesn't work for me. The berry has to be extracted as an oil, so it's a concentrate. Yeah. So when I take a concentrated extraction of the berry, I get some pretty good relief. And you'll find that they use a whole lot of other things too. Here, let's see. Now, this is a product right here that I take. I take 3 of these a day. And this one is a very simple mixture. It has the saw palmetto berry extract, standardized to 85 to 90% fatty acids. And then it also has a cold-pressed pumpkin seed extract, which is something else that is supposed to help affect men's prostate swelling. Eating pumpkin seeds is good for you. Yeah. Oh, and here comes my kitty cat. Yeah, she hears me every night. She goes, "That Bill getting up and going to take a leak again? Wow, get disturb her." Yeah. Gracie's here. Well, so then get this one, and I mix the two. I take a little bit of this one during the day too. This one's far more complicated. All right, it's got vitamin D3, vitamin E, vitamin B6, calcium, zinc, selenium. I know those two minerals, the last two, are known for being reactive here. This has the saw palmetto berries, and it's just fruit, though. So this is pretty weak in that regard. But it also has a ginger root extract. There's some kind of a enzyme here, L-glutamic acid. I don't know what that is. There's glycine, L-lysine, HCl. These are all things that I'm unfamiliar with. Really, I take them, but I don't know what they do or anything about them. This has got pumpkin seed extract. There's pomegranate extract in this one, and then it also has is something they derived from the Japanese pagoda tree, Sephora japonica. Now, those are common over-the-counter remedies for this. I know that at one time Trader Joe's used to sell a saw palmetto extract that was really a good one. I don't know whether they still do it or not. We have no Trader Joe's here. Well, so that's one thing. Okay, but really what brings this up today is that it was just the other day I was doing some research because I think what's happening to me is that maybe my body is building a tolerance to these things a little bit. And I changed some of the things I was using for sleep too, and so I'm having some issues with waking up after 1 a.m. and going to the men's room. While doing research, I ran across studies on the prostate and coffee that had butting heads. One side says, "Oh no, if you have prostate issues, do not drink coffee." Then the other side says, no, if you have prostate issues, do drink coffee. And studies that were done with men who drank as much as 6 cups a day, I only drink about 4, although I will drink plain black tea during the day too, which is similar. Well, I did a little more research, then I dug deeper into this and go, what is this all about? I love coffee, because, previously I had been told that it's good for it. But also, with this microbiome diet I've been following after having a COVID infection, coffee is actually a very important source of my polyphenols. Yeah, aside from the fact, I got 3 kinds of blood cells these days, right? There's the red ones, the white ones, and then I got brown ones. The brown ones are caffeinated. Without them, I stop moving. That's what happens as you get older. So the idea of giving up coffee as a drug, I'm not into that at all. I grew up in Chicago. They used to say, drink more coffee. It's good for you. And then other people say it'll kill you. This has been going back and forth all the time. Now it's a back and forth over prostate. But when I looked at it, what I found out was actually the anti-coffee group was over the caffeine, because caffeine's a diuretic. Yeah, and that means, it makes you pee. So now I don't drink caffeinated beverages late in the evening very much, and in fact I may begin skipping that dinner time tea that I drink. Yeah, I think I might kick that and see if it helps by allowing the caffeine to kind of flush through my system before I go to sleep at night. Could be beneficial. Anyway, I was very happy to find out that no, they said the other non-caffeinated ingredients in coffee are really good for helping to shrink the men's prostate. So watch out for the caffeine. I'd hate like heck to think going to caffeinated coffee. Oh my goodness, I'd just throw the stuff out in that case. Yeah, well, the neighbors fired up chainsaws. So I have to retreat inside. As I was doing research about caffeine and prostate, naturally, you always run across something else. I remember my ex-wife during doing Kegel exercises. It strengthens uterus muscles, and that it has to do with childbirth. But I had never heard that men who have prostate issues really ought to engage in these too. This is pretty simple stuff. I felt a little silly about it because the last time I saw these, it was my wife doing them. Anyway, so you make sure that you have empty bladder. Okay. Then either sit or lay down, and then you just take the pelvic floor muscles. That's the muscles down there, between your legs and your butt and right in there. And you just take them and you hold them. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. And you do that about 10 times a day or so. I mean, I think I saw a study said 20 times a day, whatever. I'd be lucky if I can get around to remember that, doing that 2 or 3 times a day. But I guess anything will help. By tensioning those muscles, it's a workout. It exercises the muscles, and so they become stronger, and they will give you a little bit better control.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find when you do a little research. In the process of looking at Kegel exercises, what came up was recommendations that aged males masturbate. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, apparently, that some of the swelling of the prostate is caused by the breakdown of testosterone, some of the byproducts, as testosterone accumulates in the gland. Well, they say periodically masturbating and allowing it to leave the gland helps remove some of these toxins from the system that actually cause the swelling. I'll admit, when I saw it, I was a little bit embarrassed to even bring it up. It reminds me, let's see, it was Clinton. Yeah, it was President Clinton. Was it Joycelyn Elders? I think that was her name. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that, but she was an African American who was a doctor, and he has selected her as an appointment to Secretary of Health. And well, when it got into Congress and the conservatives took one look at the fact that this woman had advocated for years for teenagers that instead of having sex, the teenagers should masturbate instead because they won't catch STDs that way and they're not going to have, unwanted pregnancies and so forth. I guess it does eliminate quite a few problems. But I'll tell you what, the conservatives in Congress took one look at that and said, that woman says the teenagers are supposed to be beaten off? No way. And I'm sure old Bill Clinton, he's going, well, hey, I don't understand. I'm married to Hillary. We have to do this. All righty, folks. This one was particularly for the men out there because it's an issue. Sleep's valuable. So prostate is really important because it affects the way you sleep. Okay? Hey, aloha. It's all chained together, folks. There is no disconnection here. Okay? Aloha. Hang loose.